What's good, YouTube? How you doing? Thank you guys for joining the channel. And I have a lot to talk about. It's probably gonna be the last time I smile in this video. But before I get into any of the negative stuff, everything, I will be talking about a lot, as there's just so much surrounding this team that needs to be discussed. First off, I just want to completely put focus on this first section of the video to my favorite player of all time. Congratulations, Kevin Durant, for finally reaching the 30,000 mark that you've been trying to hit for quite a while. I believe you reached 20,000 with the Warriors in 2019 or so. And it's just been an amazing career. I've personally been a fan for over a decade. I started in about 2013 to 2014, so just around that decade. And he is what got me for my love of basketball. Everything in this sport has surrounded him, at least for me specifically. Him with OKC, which is my favorite team to watch as a toddler. And as I've grown up into my teenage years, not only his skill, his ability on the court to lead, but just his work ethic. So many things that he's done in his career, I've loved to apply to myself, and I just continue to be able to do that today. And I will always love you, KD. From here on out, you're ride or die. I'm always going to be aligned with you as a team. You played well today. That you made a crucial mistake at the end of the game that probably sealed the loss for us. But otherwise, yeah, you just had an amazing career, and I just can't wait to see these final few years as you try to just get one more, ride this career on out, and just do whatever you can, because that's who you are. You love this game of basketball just like I do, and you're always going to continue pursuing your craft. So shout out to him for reaching 30,000. But otherwise, man, we're now the last place team in the Pacific Division. Last place. We are a full game behind the 11th seed. If I pull up the standings right now, 1 second. Pulling up these standings because this is just ridiculous. God dang. Okay, here we go. Let's take off inspect element. Get you guys to over here. Yeah, we're currently a full game behind 11, behind the Golden State, who is currently undefeated since the Butler trade, and now we're banking on them losing. We honestly need Dallas to win that game tomorrow, as right now we just need to see ourselves in a play-in position. We cannot be a full game in the 11th spot with, what are we at now? 53 games with 30 games to go. This is unacceptable. We are the most expensive team in basketball. And over the course of the game, there was just so many moments where it just showed why we are in the position we are in. Going to the box scores in terms of team stats before I go into any player by player. I do not want to throw blame initially and give somebody the credit for their faults. I do want to criticize the team as a whole and their performance. We were 45% from the field and 27% from three. The 3-point range is why we lost the game. Now, Memphis is not one of the best 3-point shooting teams. They're actually on the bottom quarter in the league in 3-point percentage. But we are one of the best 3-point shooting teams in terms of percentage, and we just cannot shoot a bucket into the ocean tonight. It was the entire team, aside from a few moments. Bobo, I think he had a good shooting night. We were 81% at the free throw line. KD missed 2 really crucial free throws that changed the outcome of this game. Memphis led in pretty much all categories overall. 60 to 42 rebounds. 60 to 42 rebounds. They had 20 offensive rebounds to our 7. That is the story of the game. That right there. And you can see it visually. All game long, non-stop, second chance opportunities. Pretty much every single play. Second chance points. Second chance points is a stat line that you can see here. You cannot see that at the moment. I will, if by the end of the video, I will see if I can find the stat there. But we had the same amount of turnovers. Or no, we actually had one less turnover, so we led the turnover category, but we gave 8 more fast break points, right? Memphis is one of the best transition teams, a lot of youth, a lot of athleticism. And Phoenix, there was just so many times where we just did not have the urgency on the defensive side of the floor to stay committed for a full possession and be able to push the ball down the floor after getting a crucial rebound. They led by 19 at one point. In Phoenix, they did a great job climbing out of that hole, believing getting it down to 3 points at one moment in the fourth quarter. But otherwise, we had 9 blocks in the game. Bol was having a really good game. And we had 35 assists. The ball movement was decently well. We just had a lot of crucial turnovers and bad moments. But those missed threes were essentially turnovers. Open ball, get back in transition, and Memphis got right to work. Going into the box scores, Kevin Durant led the way with 34 points on his 30K night. So, he was aggressive, very aggressive all game long. He had a really big second quarter, I believe 17 in the second quarter. And he shot 12 for 18 from the field, 3-4 from 3, 7 for 10 from the free throw line. So you wanted him to hit all of those in a crucial game like this where they needed the game. They needed this game. Like this was a must win. We did not pull it out at all. Nick Richards, horrible. Absolutely terrible. 6 points, 2 of 4 from the field, it's 4 rebounds. 4 rebounds as a starting center in this league is unacceptable. And he was the main reason, aside from Mason Plumlee, that we just gave up the glass time and time and time again. And I'm sick of it. This is why he only got 16 minutes to play. And this is the guy that we traded for. This was the guy that we thought would be the cornerstone to a playoff team. He's simply not. It's not going to work. And he needs to be a backup center. And he might be able to provide valuable minutes. But as a starting big man, it's just an absolute no. Bobo, he shot 7 for 16, but this was a really good game from Bobo. Aside from just not finding a 3-point shot for most of the game with some bad misses in the middle part of this game, he was really good late. He had a couple of big shots, getting some blocks as well on the defensive side of the floor. And 14 rebounds from Bobo. That is what we wanted to see from Nick Richards. He was a key piece, and if we would have pulled out this game, he would have been one of the most important reasons. Tyus Jones, also absolutely horrendous. 11 points on 4-11 shooting 2 of 7 from 3. Terrible, just terrible. He had 9 assists, but 2 turnovers, and he's just absolute garbage on the defensive side of the floor. So those points that he's creating on the offensive side of the floor, he's giving up 2 times over on the defense. He was complete food to Ja Morant tonight, all game long, and this is why he only played 32 minutes in this game. Devin Booker, 17.6 of 13 from the field, 5 of 5 from the field, with 9 assists, 2 turnovers. I thought this was a decently good game from Devin Booker. We saw a point book today, and I believe, along with a little bit more scoring production, something in a role similar to this was going to be Book at his best. Somebody that's going to be able to facilitate, as Kevin Durant is the first option, 90% most of the game. And Book being able to get his looks off of KD. That is why I think Book is his best, instead of, being the number 1 option, Kevin Durant in the corner as a decoy. And this just closes spacing as our players are not hitting threes. Our big man can't rebound the ball. So we really need a facilitator that's not Tyus Jones at this time, because he has not played good in a while. Going to the bench, Royce O'Neal, 11 points, 4 of 12 from 3, 3 of 10 from 3. He started really good from 3, I believe, making his first 2. But after that, it was just nosers. Terrible. And this is the reason we lose this game. None of our role players shot well. Grayson Allen did not shoot well. He's going to be the piece that we need if we're going to win games. Because Grayson Allen has to be a knockdown 3-point shooter in a 6-man role. Ty Washington Jr., bench him, cut him, do whatever you can, put him in the G League, do whatever you can so him to not play another second on this team ever again. That performance was game losing, like single-handedly. We made a huge run early in the fourth quarter. Kevin Durant goes to the bench when Phoenix is down 4. Ty Washington has 3 opportunities to close the gap further. He bricks every single one, and they're all wide open. Memphis was daring him to shoot badly, and he could not hit to save his life. And that's why his spot in the rotation should be given to Monte Morris immediately. He should never see the field again, the court again, and I'm over it. That was enough. Ryan Dunn, Bud just has no trust in Ryan Dunn. And with the production that you saw from Ty Washington Jr. in 13 minutes of play, you could give Ryan Dunn double that. And he at least would have been able to defend Ja Morant well. And this is my problem, Budenholzer. Even with his time in the Bucks, he was always an offensive-minded player, and he had a defensive genius in Giannis to cover a lot of those holes with Brook Lopez and help defense in terms of paint. But on this team with no size, no legit size that could crash the glass, we need that. That is what we're supposed to get in the offseason. I say this every single video. We needed to get a really good big man that's going to be a good player on defense, most importantly, can get defensive rebounds and stop giving up second chance opportunities. And we didn't do that whatsoever. Mason Plumlee, 4 points, 2 of 3 from the field, 6 rebounds, -4. And 6 rebounds is essentially a -10 because he gave up 16 rebounds pretty much. Mason Plumlee was atrocious in this game. He's just no non-factor on defense, and he cannot get the boards. Our big man rotation is bottom 5 in the league for me. And I don't know what they can possibly do to fix it. Going on to the Memphis side. Memphis, a really great team, one of the best teams in the league. They had a really offseason battered by injuries, and they have just been really great. Start the season to now. They're in 17, I believe they're 3rd in the Western Conference right now, or 2nd in the Western Conference, and they look really good, and they're going to be a playoff team to watch. They're just so fast, nonstop, always on the glass, getting those second chance opportunities, rebounding off of their teammates' misses, and just playing really good defense, hustle. And they just had way more energy than Phoenix had in this game. And they were always going to. That's just the type of team that Phoenix is and the way Budenholzer coaches. Leading the way, Ja Morant, 26 points, 8 of 19 shooting, 10 of 12 from the field, with 7 boards and 6 assists. Ja Morant, I don't care if he played 33 minutes and Mason Plumlee played 7 minutes. It doesn't matter. The reason why Mason Plumlee played 7 minutes is because he was so terrible in those 7 minutes. Ja Morant, you're such a great player, facilitating offense, and his team around him is so good. Even when he's not on the floor, they're having great production. Jaren Jackson Jr., 17 points. He did not shoot well. 6 rebounds. It wasn't a great game from Jaren Jackson Jr., because classic 4 fouls. He's gonna foul out quite a bit this season. But a +8, their entire starting lineup was a plus. We just could not get any rebounds on the defensive side of the floor, and they had unlimited opportunities to do whatever they want. Jalen Wells, 8 points, 3 for 8 from the field, 2 5 from 3. He shot well early, and he's a really good player. Defensively, he's just so crafty, being able to just stay on guard with their best player. That's why Booker was quite quiet this game, in my opinion. 4 rebounds, and his shot's going to come back to him. He shot him really well for most of the season. He had a bad stretch of games over the past few weeks or so, and I believe he's going to be easily in the competition for Rookie of the Year. Zach Edey, 4 points. 9 rebounds, 2 of 6 from the field. Zach Edey, while he didn't get many opportunities offensive floor, and he only played 20 minutes today because Phoenix matches up quite well with the Bol and being able to double team him. Even though 9 rebounds, and he was able to play decently well on the defensive side of the floor when he was not in drop coverage, and he can at least bring value on the glass, and we would love a player like Edey. Desmond Bane, 20 points, 6 of 13 from the field. He had a pretty good game. A lot of big time shots. 8 rebounds. 15 rebounds to Desmond Bane and Ja Morant. That is atrocious. If you want any chance of competing in this league, you cannot give 15 rebounds to Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson Jr. You can't do it. It just doesn't work. 4 assists, 3 turnovers, a steal. Their whole starting lineup played okay to great this game, and man, they were just much better than us and the score probably should have been wider than it actually was if it wasn't for that run that we made in the fourth quarter. On their bench, 14 points each from Santi Aldama and Brandon Clark, who are just both such good pieces, like just such good add to depth. And like they're the reason that they're going to be in championship contention, because they can go 9 deep come playoff time, and all their pieces fit together. They're defensive minded players that can score fairly well and that can also run in transition. So shout out to Taylor and Jenkins for really coaching this team and bringing a culture that they did not have for quite a while after Conley and Gasol's era. Luke Kennard, he did not play well. 15 minutes, he only got a shot up. 3 assists, 4 rebounds. I mean, that's okay. Gigi Jackson Jr. also did not play well. Really bad game from him. He's so good. I mean, I've been watching him since his rookie season. Gifted scorer, and he's going to be a really good piece. He's still growing. As Stan Van Gundy said during the game, he has a lot of weakness in terms of his playmaking, but he could really advance that in the coming years. He's improving at it now. Vince Williams Jr., who I'll be honest, I did not know much about this guy. Super young player, and he was fairly good. He didn't shoot well from 3 and everything, but he was playmaking. He was getting really good rebounds. He was now giving up offensive rebounds like we were. And it was a really good piece. I could really see him being like a defensive anchor off the bench come playoff time against the really tough teams that is going to have so many weaknesses and mismatches, and they're going to be studying the team. Scottie Pippen Jr., he didn't play much today. Seems like he's fallen out of rotation a little bit with a lot of their players getting healthy. 12 minutes, 2 of 3 from the 3 with 6 points. He just did not play well. But he's not getting much time right now. And that's just going to show the depth that Memphis has on their team at the moment and why they honestly destroyed us in this game despite us making a really good run to make a comeback. But now going to like super specific moments, as I said, the Ty Washington Jr. Back-to-back missed threes. You could really feel it in the broadcasters' voices. I could tell the fans just stunk out the air. He played his way off the floor, and he's done. I do not want to see Ty. If Ty Washington sees the floor ever again in a Suns jersey, at least for now, the way the roster is constructed, I want Bud fired because it doesn't work. It won't work, and it hasn't been working whatsoever. I'm really sick and tired of it, and the rotation needs to get a huge shakeup, starting lineup and bench, especially when Beal comes back. The Kevin Durant turnover in the fourth quarter, that was a huge moment, as KD had just missed a couple free throws that would have closed the gap to, I believe, single digits, similar to that. And KD, with about 40 seconds left, down 5, he just, for some reason, I don't blame Ty Jones that much. He should have been paying attention for sure, but he fully expects Kevin Durant to be aggressive in that moment and try to get the win. KD becomes a pass-first player, makes a terrible pass, a horrendous pass to the Grizzlies, and this sealed the game. Foul and free throw going to the free throw game, down 7. It was just over by then. It didn't work, and that is the case with this team right now. As I said, 26 and 27. We are a game by 500, 1-5 in the last 6 games. And where do we go from here? I don't know. I'll be completely honest with you, because looking out, the games don't get easier.
From desktop T4GMCFT.
Apologies for my echo. The games do not get easier. We have Denver again. We play Denver again. And who else? No, I'm sorry. We play Houston tomorrow. Actually, we play Houston tomorrow in Houston. That is probably a loss at this point. I don't see us winning that game. We just do not have the ability to combat Sengun and their young fast guards on the glass. We get a long break, All-Star break. I'm super excited. I'm going to be previewing All-Star break. San Antonio, Chicago, Toronto. Okay, we got some easy games. We have to beat San Antonio. San Antonio is a must-win. We can't lose to them. We can't. We just can't. We can't lose to anybody in the bottom 5. Between 6 and 10, we got to win all those games. And New Orleans, so there's some easy games, but we just had to win this game. There was no opportunity. We cannot be below Golden State. Golden State is the one team we cannot be below. We cannot be below Sacramento. None of these teams. All of them got better. Sacramento was forced to move off Fox, but they got Levine and they got material to use in the future. So it's like, what did Phoenix do? They just got worse, and they're worse. I don't see them getting better anytime soon right now, the way they're performing on any side of the ball. And most importantly, our big man and our size needs to play better. They need to be more committed to boxing out and doing something. I know they're not talented, but they simply do not have a choice with the way the league is going right now. We're in a tough Western Conference, and we can't get any further behind. This has to be the absolute furthest we go behind any play-in team. Because right now they are on pace to miss the play-in, and that is unacceptable in 2025 with the most expensive roster in the league. But otherwise, thank you guys for watching. I'm just really tired. I'm exhausted. They've brought a lot of pain. KD and I would have been great. It feels very similar to when LeBron broke the record against OKC a couple years back. But yeah, I don't know where to go from here. You guys have a good one. I'll see you guys in my next video. And peace out.